Did you see it? I thought it was great. He is going to be the opposition leader. Nobody can do it like Donald Trump, okay? There's not a congressman out there, not a governor, not a talk show host. He is the leader of the opposition, and who knows, he might be a future president. Yep, it could happen. Yesterday's speech I thought was a home run. We're going to skip the usual chit-chat I have at the top of the show to go to a very important guest, Eric Trump, son of the president, of course, and also a senior member of the Trump Organization. Eric, welcome. How are you, first of all? I haven't gotten to talk to you too much. You've been busy the past couple of years, but how you doing?
Yeah, we've been busy. As a family, we've been busy. It's honestly, we're doing great. We're doing great. I'm proud of my father. I saw the CPAC speech yesterday. I think he knocked it out of the park. It's actually been kind of fun watching, Biden implode on himself, Greg. And you watch that and you talk about it every single night, and so do I. And, look at what this guy is doing to the country. Look at the lack of respect. I mean, he's practically begging to get back into the Iran, nuclear deal. He's showing total weakness, and, it's just a totally different leadership style than my father. But look at the amount of jobs that he's costing his country, whether it be on the border, whether it be with pipelines, whether it be in so many other, areas. Look at what he's doing in the Second Amendment now. You talk about this a lot as well. And, they want to propose legislation next week on the Second Amendment. Exactly what my father said was going to happen is happening. And it's really a shame. It's sad because we as a family fought so hard. I don't think there's any family in political history that probably fought harder than us. But it's really interesting to kind of see all the things my father said were going to come true under a Biden-type administration actually happening, and it's not good for the country. It's sad, but as a family, we're doing well.
I want to talk more about the family in a moment, and you guys did sacrifice so much for this country. But yesterday's speech, I think he was very, very effective in pointing out all the things that you just mentioned, and here's a portion.
Already the Biden administration has proven that they are anti-jobs, anti-family, anti-borders, anti-energy, anti-women, and anti-science. I push the FDA like they have never been pushed before. They told me that loud and clear. They have never been pushed like I pushed them. I didn't like them at all. But once we got it done, I said, I now love you very much. I think it's just crazy what's happening. We must protect the integrity of women's sports. So important. Have to. And I don't even know. Is that controversial? Somebody said, well, that's going to be very controversial. I said, that's okay. You haven't heard anything yet.
There was great substance there. He could be funny at times. I mean, he knows how to command. It was great stuff. And you know what? For me, it just shows that he is the leader of the party. No one else is coming close. The straw poll, I think, had him, 40 points above the next person. Those are great people, too. Yep. So what's next, Eric?
Well, listen, just on that point for a second, Greg, it is. And by the way, that exact clip is why he became commander-in-chief the first time. It's why 75 million people would follow my father to the end of the earth, right? Because he can be real and he can be, very, very funny, but he can also be serious. And he's also willing to take up those controversial kind of discussions that a lot of politicians aren't willing to, have, but need to be had in society. And one of them is men, frankly, entering, women's weightlifting competition. Everybody tiptoes around these conversations, and my father always runs straight into those conversations. He's willing to have them when no one else is willing to. And I think he's taught the Republican Party a lot. He's taught them a lot about fighting. But, you mentioned a guy who's kind of de facto the leader of the party. There's no question he is. I was in Florida a week ago. I'm driving down I-95. It was a random Thursday, right? I'm driving down I-95. And there must have been 400 people on a bridge going across, waving Trump signs, Trump flags, the American flag. When in political history, Greg, have you ever seen that kind of enthusiasm? And my father wasn't going down that highway that day. That was just a pop-up, rally for a person that they love. When has that ever happened to any? Have you ever heard that happen for Mitch McConnell? Have you ever seen that happen for any other leader? No. People love my father. He's real. He's not a politician. He's no BS. He says what's on his mind. He doesn't mince words. He puts America first. He doesn't need this job. He's the one president who will have lost money based on, politics, and people just love the man, and I love the man. I mean, I'm so proud of what he's accomplished and everything he's done, and I think that CPAC clip was spot on.
So one thing we'll emphasize: there were some people, not many. I threw it out there once, but I was kind of half serious. Maybe. Yeah, I was half serious that there would be a new party, that your father would run, a MAGA party, but that's not in the cards, and I understand why, and he made that crystal clear.
We will do what we've done right from the beginning, which is to win. We're not starting new parties. They kept saying, he's going to start a brand new party. We have the Republican Party. It's going to unite and be stronger than ever before. I am not starting a new party. That was fake news. Fake news, no.
Okay, it was fake news. Eric, not even a moment of consideration about pursuing a new party, was there?
Well, why would you when you have 92% of the Republican Party or 91% right now? I mean, my father has a disproportionate amount. And frankly, Greg, I mean, I'll further the point, which is you see every single person who, kind of wasn't on the Trump train, wasn't into this kind of America First message that my father really championed. My father's message really has become the Republican message. And all of those people, look at the Liz Cheney. I mean, all of these people are going to go out there, Greg, and they're going to get primaried, in 2022 and 2024 and whenever they come up. And you're seeing that. I mean, you're seeing people who went and they voted against things. And, I mean, Liz Cheney will be primaried. There's just no question about it. And there's many others out there who will be primaried as well. And so why abandon the Republican Party when you've got the support that my father has? And, in fact, Greg, my father took the Republican Party, which was always kind of known as this, a little more highbrow party. I mean, the Republican Party is now the party of the working man and woman in this country. I'd be in Pittsburgh, and you'd have every steel worker, every union worker coming up to me, giving me hugs, saying, thank your father for what he's doing for our jobs. And, and they would even say to me, Greg, this is the first time I've ever voted for a Republican. I'd always been a Democrat, but your father has totally changed us. He's totally converted us. He's putting America first. He focused on things that my family actually cares about, our jobs, our religion, our Second Amendment, our freedom of speech. He wants us to be left alone. He wants to show strength in the world. And my father's completely transformed the party into something that the Republican Party had never been before. And my father will not abandon the Republican Party, but I have a feeling the Republican Party is going to abandon a lot of people that, a lot of these senators and Congress, men and women who have otherwise turned their back on the people who ultimately put them in power.
Sure. No, totally understand. The swamp came at you and your family very, very hard. I think you should wear that as a badge of honor. They revealed themselves, how they went after you. And by the way, I want to show you one picture. This is a little bit of video, actually. While you and your family are watching your father give his last speech as president, at least for that term. And it looked, you guys were emotional. It was, tell me about that moment. Do you remember it? I mean, you've seen your father give 10,000 speeches, but this was different.
Yeah. Well, that was a powerful moment. I mean, we were sitting out there at, Andrews Air Force Base, and, Air Force One was in the background, and you have, Marine One fly in. It's actually multiple helicopters, but 2 helicopters flew in. They landed right behind the stage, and we were there as, my father came off the helicopter. And that was the end of a, amazing chapter, obviously, in our lives. And I don't think most people, I mean, they see my father out there fighting every single day, and they see us out there fighting every single day for America, a country that we love, just enormously. But, Greg, I don't think people even comprehend. I mean, they saw the Russia witch hunt, and they saw the Ukraine nonsense, and they see impeachment 1 and impeachment 2, and they saw what happened to Kavanaugh. I don't think people realize what the Democrats tried to do with us, the way they weaponized the system. I mean, I got hundreds and hundreds of subpoenas. I mean, every single day, the way they weaponize the legal system against us, the way they still do it, the way they just are out for blood, anything that they could do to take down our family, our friends, anybody who came close to us, the way, people tried to cancel us. And and despite that, we just kept on fighting and fighting and fighting. And we do so every single day because, again, we had the backing of, hundreds of millions of America, and we were making this country great. But, again, most people have no idea what they put us through. We we went to war every single day, and we fought, and we fought back, and we did it very, very effectively. And there was no one better at that than my father. But again, there's so much behind the scenes that people don't even comprehend. And it was an emotional kind of ending to a beautiful, beautiful journey. And I can tell you, as much as they came after us and our kids and Barron and my little ones that are 1.5 and 3.5, I mean, the things that were said to them, we would do it in a second again, because what my father did for this nation was so transformational. And I've never been more proud of somebody in my entire life. The backbone he has, the spine he has, the fight, the conviction. There's never been anybody like him in American politics, and there probably will never be another one like him again. So we're honored to do it, and it was really the honor of our lifetime. And I think there's a good chance we'll all be there on the stage again, fighting it out. I don't think you've seen the last of this family.
No, certainly not. Eric, I actually believe that history ultimately will be very, very kind to you and your family. History ultimately will pass judgment here, and I think the tide is about to change.
We did it for the right reasons, Greg. We did it for the right reasons. Most of them do it for the wrong reasons, and you know that better than anybody else. But we did it as a family for the right reasons.
So impressed. Eric Trump, to be continued. Our best to Mrs. Trump, Lara Trump, and your father, of course. Please come back soon. Eric, how is the Trump organization as we wrap up? We only have a few seconds left. What are you guys looking to do? I know they try to hurt the bottom line. What's next for the Trump organization?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things planned, and we've got an incredible company, incredible men and women, who are in the company. We've got some of the best assets in the world, the best hotels, golf courses, and I think our brand is stronger than ever in a kind of remarkable way, really stronger than ever. I think it's kind of diversified to the masses, and not only does my father stand for being a great business person, but he stands for being a politician that just is willing to go out there and fight for the country. And so the company is strong. We're strong. We're having a lot of fun, and there's going to be a lot of exciting things on the horizon, to say the least.
Beautiful. Well, Eric, I know you've got lots of supporters, but many of them you'll never get to meet, and I know they're very, very grateful. Maybe on behalf of some of them who would love to say thank you, all the best, and thanks so much. To be continued.
Thank you very much, Greg.
Okay.